Hey everybody, welcome to Dayton Drama Queens. I'm Josh Stucky.
I'm Philip Drennen.
So we're debating today. Is this the 20th episode? It could be. We're not really sure.
We'll say 20-ish.
20-ish. And it could be 30 according to Tyler, who's our, whatever he is. The guy
Our producer, our editor,
yes.
our
Thank
everything.
you so much, Tyler, wherever you are out there. It could be 30. We're not sure. Look, we're in season 2. We're just excited about that. Appreciate you all helping us grow.
Yes, thank you.
Today we have a legend, a true legend. Darryl Demure, Darryl Bohannon, is here to tell us all about life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. We're so excited to have you here, Darryl.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes.
This is a pleasure.
It's so much fun to have you.
Thank you
Now,
so
I know
much.
most of you probably know Harpers Bazaaroworld, but before we get there, I need to know, how did you end up in Dayton? Did you grow up here?
Oh, I was born here.
Oh, okay.
Dayton native.
Dayton
All right.
native.
Been here. I went to Jackson Primary.
Okay, yeah.
And then I went to Weaver School. I went to Trotwood Madison.
Trotwood Madison.
And
yeah.
then I graduated from Meadowdale High School.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
So you know all about the ins and outs. You've
Oh my
seen the
God.
goods and the bads.
Exactly.
And the ups and
I'm part of the soil.
You are part of the soil.
Yeah, and sometimes the good part of the soil.
That's hysterical. And you are with Dayton Live right now.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about Dayton Live. What's it like to work there? All that good
Oh
stuff.
my God. So right now we have a new CEO named Gabriel.
Oh, yes.
And he's bringing a sense of community right now. And we really need that right now.
Yes.
Especially where the world is.
Yes.
That right
That's
now.
great
to
So
hear.
he's bringing a whole new energy and you can feel the energy there. Everyone is just, they're taking it to a whole new level.
I love
That's
that.
You can feel the
great.
energy.
I love that. And he's not from Dayton. He's from.
No, he's an Aussie.
That's what I thought.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's amazing. Somebody from Australia turning it out here in Dayton.
Oh my
Ohio.
God. And he is really working it up. I mean, he was just recently at your show.
Yes, came to the Ruby
And let
Girl
me
show.
tell you, they turned up and turned out.
Yes.
We're talking about heels and everything.
Yeah, they had heels.
Oh, I didn't see the heels.
Yes,
Good for
yeah.
him.
so much fun.
That's great.
Closer to God.
Yeah.
Right. That's very true.
So true. So what do you love about the Dayton Live experience and working there?
Well, right now, the shows that have been coming
Yes.
they're about consciousness.
Yes.
And everything that's going on in the world. So
Yes.
it's really been unifying.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
I mean, oh my God, Six, the musical.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Love
such
Six.
girl power.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, about patriarchy.
Yeah.
And so right now, these shows are really helping people in a very subtle way through theater, as you know.
Yeah.
Getting the message out there. And it's so important right now. And I think it's resonating with the public.
Oh,
That's
I think it
great.
is too. I really think there is this feeling of stand up and be heard. And
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
Yes.
it's perfect. The Dayton Live kind of fell into that.
Oh my God, we all are connected.
Yeah.
We all have more in common than we think. We have one thread that connects us. We're all human beings.
Yeah.
And we need to find a way to get back to that. And the arts is such a subtle way of doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. And I'm sure you see, all kinds of people from the Dayton community coming in
Oh my God.
to see these shows. And when you're
Yes.
sitting in the theater, it doesn't matter, what you
Exactly.
think or how you feel. We're here together. We're experiencing this one thing together.
Exactly.
It's really, really great.
It's a beautiful experience.
Yeah. How long have you been at Dayton Live?
3 years now.
Oh, wow. You've been there a while then.
Yeah.
So have you had like a show that came through that you just fell in love with maybe the cast, maybe the crew, maybe
Oh my God. So when The Lion King was there,
yes.
and especially, oh my God, there's so many stories within that stories that I connected with as an African American.
Sure.
And it's just so universal.
Yes.
Oh my God. And Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, the thread of this country.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel a kinship with both of those musicals.
That's amazing. So I think a lot of people, including Tyler and I were talking about this, Phil and I, my brother who lives in, the most rural part of Ohio, who loves Harpers Bazaaroworld.
Really?
Which is great. He does. He's like, it's just such escapism. Okay, first of all, how did this all get going? Who is Darryl Demure? How did this get started?
Well, I mean, my late father and I, we bonded over classic movies. So before cable, there was a late show. And so we would watch these every Friday night, and I started acting out the characters.
That's great.
And just like with the Carol Burnett show and the Flip Wilson show.
Yes.
So that became part of my diet.
Yes.
And I became obsessed with it, and I always wanted to be in show business. So in grade school, I did take a little theater.
Okay.
And then I sort of segued into broadcasting school. And so it all sort of meshed into Ms. Demure. And she's kind of a throwback of all those early queens, you know, Diane Carroll, Elizabeth Montgomery, I mean, Betty Davis. She's just all of those. They make up who I am.
Yeah. And
love
it's
that.
fabulous.
It is. It's like those women you say. I mean, it's like Dynasty meets John Waters meets you know all these
thank you so
classic
much.
icons. You know, it's just so much fun.
And how long has it been around?
Well, this year will be my 25th anniversary season.
Wow.
I just got goosebumps. 25 years.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
Oh my God.
And it's
my God.
go, please.
Recently, we had our holiday party in December, and I met a cousin of mine who has been producing down there. The oldest producer down there, we found out we're cousins.
Oh my God.
Because he brought another one of my cousins there, and it was Barbara Jean. I'm like, what are you doing here? And she says, well, Clarence is my cousin. I said, oh my God, you mean that's my cousin?
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So I have connected with so many people. One of my favorite people that I've connected with, actually, there's two of them, Sandra Gilliambill, who was the second African-American woman to do the weather on News Center 7 in the early 90s. I remember her as a small child. She had a Joanne Whirly beehive.
Oh, yes.
She wore those mini skirts, you know, she was working it.
Oh, my God.
And then Ed Willette, God rest his soul, he's one of my earliest directors, and he was a Tuskegee Airman in World War II.
Yeah.
And the first day that he was on the Bazaaroworld set, it was back in 2000, I said, are you going to be uncomfortable directing a drag queen? He said, let me tell you something, young lady. I flew planes in World War II. I was a cop in Chicago before I retired, and I've never met anyone as nice as you. Oh. But, you know, he was up in age then. He would fall asleep during the recording.
Oh my God,
but it was so endearing.
I think Tyler falls asleep.
Oh, my God. But that just shows you Black History Month, it's still happening.
Yeah.
That is so upsetting to me. As a former school teacher, what we're doing is just so upsetting.
So we have to rise up and we have to unite. We're all connected. One of my Facebook followers said to me the other day, you know, Ms. Demure, I'm not sure if I have any faith right now. And I said, when you feel like your leaders aren't giving you faith, then you have to inspire.
Yeah.
And when you inspire, you have faith, and you create a bank. You've been doing this for 40 years, and you've been doing it with your theater. Yeah. So you were inspiring. So that's another thing that connects us all.
Yeah,
sure.
And I think that's one thing that people need to know. I'm not a big social media guy. I will put out posts that I do with business or whatever, or just something fun that may have happened. But I will tell you, I read your social media because
it's a hot mess.
Well, it's not hollow though. I mean, there's a soul to what you're saying. It's like we really do. We have the ability to change the world.
We really do.
Yeah.
I am standing on the shoulders of my ancestors. My late father and his mother, they're part of the rainbow community, and they didn't get to live out and proud. So I feel like it's my duty, it's my honor to do this.
Yes.
I have to do this for them because they didn't get to have a voice.
Yes.
Dude, when you started the show and when you just started saying, I'm going to put myself out there, I'm going to put myself on television and on stage and things like that. I mean, does the mindset come later of I'm going to continue to be loud and proud in order to stand up for something? Or when you started, did you feel like, I'm kind of a pioneer here, or did that come later?
I just went down there and did it. I remember watching Channel 20 when it was on Viacom and thinking, oh my God, this is so insane, these shows on there. I'm like, I can do that because I'm just as crazy as they are. And I said, I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I said, I'm just going to do it and see what happens.
Yeah.
And when I arrived at DATV, they thought it was a practical joke.
Oh my gosh.
When I arrived down there. And as much as I love my studio, the way they were back at that time, no one would produce with me.
Oh, really?
And the staff had to shoot my pilot and my first couple of shows.
I had no idea.
And I almost gave up on it, and I had to keep going. And then once they got to realize, I was just like everybody else.
Yes.
And I felt like, kind of like Diane Carroll and Oprah, when she first watched the 1964 Oscars and Sidney Poitier, and he walked out in that beautiful tuxedo and watched the Supremes, I wanted to be a better version of myself, and I wanted to be a credit to my race.
Yeah.
So tell me this, have you ever done like regular theater or?
Well, before I started Harpers at the Dayton Playhouse, I mean, I had auditioned for a couple of musicals over there, but the show was sort of coinciding with the same time, and so I just sort of went forward with this.
How did you come up with Harper's Bazaaroworld? The name?
Well, Miss Demure loves fashion.
Yeah.
She loves Vogue and Elle and all of those, and I kept thinking of the 1941 Bazaar cover with Lauren Bacall.
Okay.
And I said, I'll do Harper's Bazaaroworld. And it's like Superman's alter universe.
Yes.
But we all strive for love and acceptance. And it's just, it all came together and it works.
Yes, it really does.
It does, yeah.
As crazy as all these things are, there is, like I said, there's a soul to what you do and a spirit. And it really comes through that program, that television.
I hope people get it. I mean, either they get it or they think she's just not playing with the full.
Well, either way,
the voices are coming out again.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel the fun and you can feel the love.
That's
so
true.
if people don't get anything beyond that, then hopefully that's all they need to get out of it. But like you said, I mean, there's got to be ways to bridge the gaps between these people, because if somebody said, okay, I have this person, a person of color, a drag queen, this, like, those words shouldn't scare anyone. They shouldn't be a reason why the two of you can't be in a room together and have a conversation.
Exactly.
So, continuing to put yourself out there, not that the burden needs to be on your shoulders, but showing other people and showing people after you, like, hey, just continue to do it. Continue to be you. I mean, that's all we can do.
Yeah. And did you know when you were little? Did you know when you were little? Did you have a feeling?
I knew when I was 5 years old that I was gayer than a picnic basket. I knew when I was 5 years old, playing with Barbies, listening to The Age of Aquarius, which is my favorite song, Tears of a Clown by Smokey Robinson. I was connecting with that time and that period, and I was like, I knew my family would get together and watch the Flip Wilson show. My whole family. And it was like, Flip was very chic.
He was chic.
Very chic and funny and relatable. And he didn't have all the craziness that goes along with being a drag queen now. People got it.
Yeah.
It was so sophisticated.
I would be so excited when Geraldine would show up on that show.
Oh my God.
I was the same.
Are you a RuPaul's Drag Race fan?
I am. I am a huge fan. And oh my God, like, RuPaul is just everything.
Yeah. She looks really incredible.
Fabulous.
Do you see and you can answer this question too, and being a drag queen, part-time drag queen.
Part-time drag queen.
I mean, do you see what, sort of this younger generation is doing, and I'm sure you can root for it, but it just must feel so different because they go on be on the show rather than, I'm doing drag because it's an expression necessarily. I don't know.
Yeah, there seems to be a clash between the ages. Yeah. And, we've worked our way up. We worked our behinds off. And I do appreciate and I try to give them grace. And I think we just have to give them a little more grace because they'll figure it out later.
For sure.
They're doing what they know because they're young.
Yes,
right.
That's right. And I was recently, Ashley West was recently at a little function I was at, and Ashley was on the microphone and she said, I think it's amazing what you're all doing, but never forget how you got here. Mm-hmm. There was something before you that made this, available to you.
Because life is going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Speaking of all that drag stuff, so the Misty Knight connection with you, the Misty Knight Award connection with you, tell us how you came up with that idea. What an inspired person.
Misty was one of the first queens that came on my show.
Yeah.
And she took me under her wing as, I don't know, sometimes it can be like a sorority.
Yes.
Sure. And she was the first one that made me feel welcome all those years ago. And so she had a recurring appearance on the show. Mm-hmm. And when she passed away, it just broke my heart.
Yes.
And I wanted her to continue.
Yeah.
And so I thought by creating this award, and plus I kept thinking, you know what, we're all getting older and we all need to be honored for our body of work. And I'm like, I've got to start this. And it's really taken off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know you've had, surprisingly to many, you've had some, I guess, guests on your show that people like, they were on, Harpo's Bazaaroworld. Who are some of the people that you've just really was a moment for you when they were on the show with you?
Oh my God. So,
Oh no.
Well, I've had a few of the Drag Race girls, from the early years.
Yes.
What is it? Manila,
Yeah.
she's been on the show.
Manila's on, yeah.
Tammy Brown has
Tammy
been
Brown.
on the show. Oh my God, I'm having brain
That's
freeze.
all right,
I got to
it's
think
okay.
about Bruce Valanche has been on the show.
Oh, that's right.
wow.
Oh, what was that
Yes.
like? What was
my
Bruce
God.
like?
You know what? Right now, I'm feeling this chemistry. It was
Yeah.
the same thing.
Okay.
Oh, that's
You know
great.
when you have chemistry with
Yes,
someone,
I do.
and it's like a tennis match, and you just keep on going.
Yes, it's true. Yeah. And that's interesting, Bruce Valanche.
Oh my God.
Yeah, when you get those situations where it's not that, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I mean, do you feel that time just goes by so
Well,
slowly?
it happened on the show, and I'm gonna respect this drag queen because I adore her so much.
Yeah.
But I invited her on the show, and it was a holiday theme, and she didn't follow the theme.
Okay.
And the questions I asked her, the response was more like a pageant answer, and I wanted to be raw. See, I never write down my questions.
Yeah.
I just go from the gut.
Same
Everything I
same
do is
here.
improvise.
Yeah.
I think it's natural.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's interesting.
And she couldn't give.
Yeah.
And so I felt myself, and I'm sure you guys have been there where you're sort of overcompensating.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
And it
yes.
can be exhausting, but at the same time, you have to give them grace.
Yes, it's true. So, what do you think about the LGBTQ community here in Dayton? What do you feel? What do we need? Is there anything that we
Well,
need?
well, first of all, our pride is just getting bigger and bigger every year.
Last year was
We're starting to
amazing.
rival Columbus right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just amazing. But I think other areas, we need to find a way to reconnect.
I agree.
The bar scene is kind of in a slump right now, but they say a nightclub usually 7 years or something like that.
They have a
And-
life. They have a
But so
life.
something new will pop up.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. And the LGBT, they are doing everything they can possibly think to do to get people involved and connected.
Exactly.
I think for such a small city, we do pretty well with
Yeah,
it.
and in spite of the bar scene, people were coming to our pride. So something
Yeah.
good is happening. We just have to expand on it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think it was great last year for sure.
Oh
It was
my
a
God.
Turning point.
Yes.
Gone, but
Yeah, you
heard it was
probably
great.
were. It really was great. I mean, we had people from everywhere, and the amount of vendors, Philip, you would have been kind of like floored by what.
Oh my
went
God,
down.
just amazing.
Yes, yeah. So, do you want to take more of a leadership role in the city of Dayton, or you like doing what you're doing and it's good
Well,
enough?
a crazy thing, Amelia and her husband,
Oh God, I love that, Amelia.
they asked me if I ever want to run for mayor, and I'm like, are you kidding?
Oh, you would be an
Do it.
amazing mayor.
Oh my God, I'm just like,
Mayor Bohannon,
oh my
Mayor
God.
Demure,
Oh my
whichever
God.
way you want to go.
Well,
with it.
Shake things
if I did, I would have to follow Ryan's lead, have dolls in the back of the seat with
Oh
a
my
seatbelt. I love her for that.
do
I wouldn't
too.
change a thing,
I
you know?
she was something else for sure. When she
I
was
mean,
mayor.
I'm just saying publicly, I would vote for you. So,
Oh, thank you.
know,
Thank you
yeah.
so
campaign
much.
manager Philip Drennen.
Thank
So much
you.
fun.
Shake up around.
So
here.
would you, looking around now with what's going on, would you maybe do a show in Dayton now on theater?
I mean, possibly.
I think you would be so good on the stage.
Oh my God. I mean, just thinking about it, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies, but
Sure.
you've got to take a risk, right?
Yes, I really do. When I was talking to Brent, my husband, you all know, but when I was talking to Brent, I said, one thing I want to know from him is would he ever be interested in being in theater? Because I just think you naturally draw people to you, and that's really what the theater really is all about. It's that spirit that's innate in kind of in you. So what do you think? How long you think you'll do your Harpers Bazaaroworld?
You know what? I always let the universe guide me.
Okay.
I mean, people always ask you when are you going to end it? And sometimes I feel like, I may have a few more years of this, and then something else falls in my lap. It
Yes.
always works that way.
Yeah.
The universe.
Yeah.
That's very true. And
Yeah.
speaking of that, is there anything that you feel like, I mean, you've done so many different mediums, something that's, a dream of yours that you're like, I still would love to do this thing.
good question.
Other than run for mayor.
Oh my God. Well, I would love to appear in a feature movie.
Oh. And that's Film Dayton's right here and Wright State's right here. There's a lot of that.
I would
Mo
love
Picks
to do
comes-
that. Yes.
Oh my God, I would love for you to do that.
I would like to be a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, that would be amazing.
fun.
Have you ever
Yeah.
sent the information?
No, I've never. Yeah, I just, I've talked to Michelle Visage a few times,
Okay.
but it never got to that.
Okay. Oh, that would be incredible. What a pride moment for, Dayton,
my
Ohio.
God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, real quickly, in a snapshot, tell us what you know about what's going on with NATO in downtown Dayton.
Oh my God. So this is going to be an opportunity to bring more business to Dayton, Ohio.
Yes.
There's going to be so much going on.
Yeah.
They're going to see that Dayton is a small town with a big city feel.
Yes.
And I want them to look at every inch of what we have here. I think it's just going to be a wonderful thing, and it's going to create some unity.
Yeah.
They're going to see that here.
Well, listen, I got to tell you, so far of all the guests we've had, I was so excited when you said you were going to come on here.
I wish I would have prettied up, but I tell you, I just been all over the place. But
You be you.
gotta
That's
be
the whole
comfortable.
thing.
Yeah, for sure.
We thank you. Continued
so
success to you.
Yeah.
All
How do
the
we
love.
watch? How do we find the show?
Yeah.
Well, if you would like to stream, you go to datv.org.
Yes.
You can watch it on there. I'm on Spectrum every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Repeats on Tuesday. It has all my cities on there. I
Yes.
air in New York
Yes.
every Friday evening.
Yes.
So I'm just keep on trucking. I'm hoping.
amazing.
So,
Amazing.
All
Great.
your success. Congratulations.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. And congratulations to you for your 40th anniversary
thank you.
and your
Thank
historical marker. Where are you going to put that at?
The
Where's it gonna-
marker goes right beside the Ruby Girl Clubhouse.
Oh my
They've
God.
already
Are you going to
come
have a
and they
ribbon
should-
cutting and
We're
everything?
going to do all of that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm
It'll
so
be fun.
excited
It'll be
about
fun.
that.
Maybe we'll do DDQ while we're there. That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Oh my God. That would be
ground
hot.
Call it out.
recording.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good idea. Well, listen, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us once again. We'll see you again next time here on DDQ. And we thank Square One Salon for sponsoring the show. So.
Thank you.
See you later.
See you next time.